You remember the movie Major League, an iconic baseball film from the 80s? Cleveland pulls together a ragtag roster trying to tank and then move. When the team gets announced, fans looking at each other asking, who are these guys? That's what Sox fans may have been saying today as COVID replacement call-ups fill the roster for tonight's game, coincidentally, against the Tribe. Today's starter, Nick Pivetta, put on the COVID list before the game. Cutter Crawford making his Major League debut in his place. John Schreiber here out of the bullpen, not exactly a household name. Both called up from Worcester this week. Boston down 4-0 in the third. Bradley Zimmer floats one into shallow left. 2-run score, 6-0 Cleveland early. You think, this game's a blowout. We can beat the traffic, leave the ballpark, change the channel. But in the fifth, Travis Shaw makes it a ball game. This inches from being a 3-run homer to make it a 1-run game, but the Sox leave 2 on after threatening with no outs. That keeps it 6-3. Shaw's hit could have made it 6-5. J.D. Martinez's does. To the same spot, just a couple feet farther, and Boston, once down 6, only down 1. But the wheels fall off in the ninth. The visitors putting up 5 runs in the frame. Boston had plenty of opportunities, but the Sox lose 11-5. And the Sox 4-game winning streak has been snapped. They welcome the Rays to town tomorrow with a Labor Day matinee. That loss comes at a bad time for Boston because if the Yankees lost and the Sox had won, they'd be in first place in the wild card rankings. New York wrapping up their series with Baltimore. Gary Sanchez, go-ahead grand slam, putting the Bombers ahead in the third inning. 7s all around. 7th inning, game tied at 7. Kelvin Gutierrez, a bloop into left for the go-ahead, an eventual game-winning run. Baltimore takes the finale, 8-7 the final. Because both the Sox and the Yankees lost, New York remains in the top spot for the American League wild card. The Sox have the second wild card spot right now. We just saw a tremendous college football game here on ABC6. Notre Dame holding on to beat Florida State in overtime with a walk-off field goal. 23 years ago today, Tom Brady made his first collegiate start at Michigan. And on that same day in 1998, Mac Jones was born. Jones, 21 years younger than Brady, the franchise quarterback of the Patriots of the past and the QB of the future. Heading for a Week 4 collision course, Jones celebrating his birthday 1 week before his first professional start, coming next Sunday in Foxborough against the Miami Dolphins. Just about a year after taking over as the starting quarterback at Alabama, mind you. Life moves pretty fast. Jones's teammates see him taking it in stride. And after watching that Irish and Knowles game, that fall feeling and tradition of college football, you can sense it returning to the country this weekend. And it returned in the Ocean State yesterday. URI beating Bryant in the opening game of the college gridiron season for 2021. The Rams taking the 45-21 victory, thanks in part to the strong effort by running back Justice Antrim, the 5th-year senior. With a job in healthcare lined up for after school, he still came back to URI for his final year of eligibility, getting the start in place of Kevin Brown, the CAA Rookie of the Year. The running back is having season-ending surgery this week, so Antrim made the choice to stay in Kingston, and it pays off, rushing for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns, filling in the win. Now to the Power 5, this game you saw right here on ABC6. Last night, number 5 Georgia knocking off number 3 Clemson 10-3 last night. A local tie here. Bishop Hendricken alum Xavier Truss playing for the Bulldogs, getting some time along the offensive line in the season opener. Truss, a sophomore at UGA, playing for one of the top teams in the country, coming from Little Rhodey. Team USA against Team Canada in the World Cup men's qualifiers. Revolution goalie Matt Turner starting in net for the Americans. This, his lone save on the night, only facing 2 shots in the contest. The second shot gets in as Canada and the U.S. end in a draw. Revs midfielder Tajon Buchanan getting into the match in the second half for Team Canada, so 2 New England players facing each other tonight. And Revs forward Adam Buksa playing for his country, Team Poland, in the World Cup qualifiers. Buksa scoring a hat trick in a match today. 3 goals as Poland beat San Marino 7-1. This after he scored the game winner Thursday, helping his team to a 4-1 win over Albania. Again, Buksa, one of 3 Revs with national teams for the qualifiers. Goalie Matt Turner with Team USA and midfielder Tajon Buchanan with Team Canada. Staying on the pitch, the Brown women's soccer team, coming off an Ivy League championship and NCAA tournament berth, hosting another tournament team, Oklahoma State, this afternoon. Brown down 1-0 in the first half. The free kick headed in by Rebecca Rosen, a perfect redirect. Bruno ties it up heading into halftime. 78th minute, the crossover, pass back, and send, finding Ava Seelan-Freud. That header finds pay dirt for the go-ahead goal, and Brown knocks off the Big 12's OK State 2-1. That's all for sports. ABC 6 News will continue after the break.